Okie dokie, let's get started, shall we? Just bring that volume down a bit. Okay, so last time we finished level 2, we found out that apparently Venetians had no rights in Germany, which is always good to know, back in the day. And yeah, we sorted everything out last time. So now, level 3, there are 4 levels, so I mean, we'll get through this one because, same as last time, if I'm not sure of the answer, I will sort of do a bit of research, find out what the answer is. So yeah, level 3, then tomorrow will be level 4. And that should be sort of the whole run-through, which, it's been interesting, and I think I've learnt a few pieces of information. How long they'll stay is rather a different question. Anyhow, let's get to it. So, the years since your exile have been difficult. Rumours of mismanagement in foreign branches of Banco Medici may fuel doubts regarding your leadership skills. I'll also note why I sometimes say De Medici is because in Just Cause, like a lot of things are something De Medici, because I think that's the name of the island. I think. It's been a while since I played it. You must persevere and manage your markets abroad and expand when you can. You hear whispers that the Pazzi family would rather see you dead than let your power and influence in the city increase. That sounds dangerous. So hopefully we don't fail because of that. Simone Gonori, your banker in London, reports in 1460 affairs here are in great confusion. This may be an opportunity to move currency. Your position in Florence has made you a target. Be wary of the Pazzi and other competing... I'm here. And other competing Florentine families, and raise your esteem with the church and the community, otherwise you may not survive. So we currently have reputation of 65 and soul of 70%. Now, that means that we basically just have to maintain it, and we're higher than we needed to be. If we make the right decisions, however, we should be alright in general. So, let's have a look. Verrocchio considers allowing his young student Leonardo da Vinci to assist him with the baptism of Christ by painting the background, Christ's torso, and the angels. Will you advise Verrocchio to complete the work himself? His young assistant to assist him. I'm going to say no, because Leonardo da Vinci was a big name, so I'm not going to advise Verrocchio to complete the work. Yeah. Leonardo would benefit. Yeah, because Leonardo da Vinci was a big name. He was wonderful. Yeah, didn't know that the Medici were around sort of when Leonardo was just beginning. Another thing learnt, I suppose. Geneva offers flax at 12 bundles for 480 florins. Buy 12 for 40 florins each. So if we go to the market... Now, flax ends up being 2 linen. Oh, yeah, no, that's good, because then it's 20 per linen. So, yeah, no, that's a good price. Because in the market, 35 is the normal buying price. So, yeah. There we go. And Bruges, I think, likes us more, maybe. Oh, no. No, that was Geneva, wasn't it? Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's fine. A prior who hired Pietro Perugino to paint a large commission complains that the artist is wasting precious ground lapis lazuli. The lapis lazuli, I'm pretty sure, was for like the pigments of paint, generally blue. I think lapis lazuli was blue. Will you confront Perugino on the prior's allegation? I'm going to say yes. Perugino coyly confesses that he meant to teach the suspicious prior a lesson. Perugino returns the ground blue semi-precious stone unused, telling the prior to learn to trust honest men. I mean, marginally hypocritical, because that guy clearly wasn't an honest man. Oh, and how many turns? 21 turns there, man. Wait, but... turn 19 though, so... okay. The Duke of Burgundy wants to finish his hunting camp. Uncle Alphonse would like to lend the Duke 1,000 florins, and he'll return 1,200. The bank may hold his royal jewels as collateral in your Geneva offices. No? No. Yeah, because, as has been mentioned in previous episodes, the church didn't like lending money. It was considered a sin. and that payoff was barely anything. It was 20%, 2% interest, which is, I've seen far better ones. Your trusted associate Heinrich in Geneva will buy 10 bolts of linen for 500, so bolts of linen. Oh, so he's buying them for 50. Yeah, we'll go with that. Yeah, Bruges is a little bit less happy, but Geneva happier. A wool merchant from Bruges is offering 770 florins for 22 bales of wool. Sell 22 for 35 each. That's how much they cost to sell, so yeah, we'll go with it. And that improves the Bruges reputation. An audit has revealed that the Geneva branch is losing money under the management of Portinari and Giacomo. That's not good. We just lost money. Florentine wool, cloth, and linen failed to attract buyers at Geneva's 4 market fairs. Your merchants have returned home laden with unsold goods. That's not great either. I mean, we still have a lot of money, so that's a plus. We have soul and reputation, which is that's the important thing, because reputation was really, really important, and if you had good reputation, you were considered to have good taste. If you then didn't have good taste, your reputation went down, which is why this is for art history, because it was the rich people and high society members who decided what was good art. Verrocchio has completed the baptism of Christ, and his student Leonardo da Vinci contributed the 2 angels, a muscular torso, and a smoky or sfumato landscape. Will you select the finished work? Yes, so this we shouldn't need too much help. So I said there were 2 angels, so I'm guessing that's sort of those 2 down there. So it's probably this one, but it could be that one. However, that doesn't look like the style that Leonardo really did. This is more the style that Leonardo tended to go for. And it mentioned a muscular torso and 2 angels, and a smoky landscape, which, yeah, I'd say this is the one, especially given the style. That's closer to Leonardo's stuff than this. This is closer to sort of medieval works, the older works, simpler works kind of thing. So yeah, it's going to be that one. There we are. Geneva will sell 8 bundles of flax for 440 florins, so they turn into 2, so that's 22.5 for each bolt of linen, so yes. Lowers Bruges, but raises Geneva, and right now that's acceptable, because we're higher than 50% with both of them. Leonardo Berti, who wrote the influential treatise on perspective, has written a book on architecture. Are you willing to fund the printing of Berti's manuscript? Books are wonderful, so yes. With your support, Alberti's On the Art of Building resurrects the classical architectural ideas of Vitruvius de Architectura, which speaks to generations of architects and artists. The esteem of your library grows. Oh, yay, we got money from the banks. Good. That makes up for the losses that we had. Anyhow. Cardinal Francisco della Rovere, friend of the Pazzi, has been elected Pope and takes the name Sixtus IV. Will you support Pope Sixtus with 500 florins towards his renewed crusades against the Ottoman Turks? I don't know the history of this, but it does make sense to say yes. Yeah. A travelling merchant from Venice is looking to purchase 20 bales of wool, so 37 each. Given that we can buy them for 35, we might as well, and we only need to buy another 2 anyway, so yeah, it's a decent deal. Leonardo da Vinci has been seen gathering lizards, serpents, bats and insects. The smell of decay begins to emanate from his private room. Will he send guards to see? No, I'm not going to. It's just trying to figure out how things work. A Turkish slave carrying 100,000 silver aspers was taken in and converted to Christianity in Venice. The Ottoman Turks demand his return along with the silver. War is certain to follow if Venice fails to comply, and Venice is almost certainly going to fail to comply. In defensive conclusions, Giovanni Pico della Mirandola presents a contentious oration on the dignity of man. Will you sponsor his debate with the greatest scholars and philosophers of the Church in Rome? Yes. Pico's views on the centrality of man are the fruition of his studies of antiquity. Nevertheless, Pico must withdraw his conclusions when Pope Innocent VIII condemns them as heretical. Yeah, the Church. I mean, the Church wasn't even happy when I think it was Copernicus was like, yeah, nah, Earth goes round the sun. It was either Copernicus or Galileo, but I think it was Copernicus, but it's been a while. Leonardo da Vinci is spending days following strangers around town, staring at their necks and ears. Will you chastise him? No. Like, Leonardo did a lot of architectural stuff. Leonardo da Vinci is one of the ones I do know, quite well in fact. Leonardo da Vinci is influenced by Alberti's treatise on architecture and the Roman architect Vitruvius de Architectura. He wishes to reconcile the study of architecture and the human form in a single drawing. Yes, I'm going to let him do that. Yeah, the Vitruvian Man. Because it's looking at Vitruvius de Architectura, so yeah, we're looking at the Vitruvian Man, the classic item. Yeah, man. Venice has refused to comply with Turkish demands. The Venetian coast is under attack. War, though cruel, can be good for business. Although the Ottoman Turks have been important trade partners, they have become increasingly aggressive throughout the Aegean, especially toward Venice. You could try to build a relationship with both the Ottoman Turks and Venice in order to broker a peace. But if we build relationship with the Ottoman Turks, we lose relationship with the Church, which is annoying. A wool trader from Venice would like to purchase 27 bales of wool for about 1,025 florins, sell 27 for 38 each. Yes, because we can buy them for 35, so it's 28. Yep. Oh, okay, not quite 28. Yeah, that's fine. Heinrich in Geneva will buy 12 bolts of linen for 600 florins, sell 12 for 50 each. Yes, makes sense. Francesco Sassetti hires Ghirlandaio to complete the fresco cycle for the chapel of St. Francis at Santa Trinita, and you hope to help fund the project. Ghirlandaio paints the shepherd adoring the Christ child in the presence of an inscribed Roman sarcophagus. For 650 florins, will you choose the work? Yes. So it's the shepherd praising, shepherd adoring baby Jesus in the presence of an inscribed Roman sarcophagus. So there's no Roman sarcophagus here. There's no Roman sarcophagus unless it's the cave, but I don't think so. Ah, there. That's the inscribed Roman sarcophagus. So yeah, that makes more sense. So that's that one. There we go. Concern grows as the Ottoman Turks and Venice war over ports in the Adriatic and Aegean. Our friend Giovanni Mocenigo, the Doge of Venice, is anxious. Yes, so Doge originally was not just a dog in memes, but rather a leader of merchant republics. Reputation's all good. Uncle Alphonse wishes to loan money to the Duke of Burgundy to decorate his hunting estate. He'll return 1,400 florins on 1,000 florins. Do you approve? Again, no. Yeah. So they said in an earlier one you could use artwork as payment instead. If we get anything like that, then we'll be like, yeah, sure, why not? But yeah. Sandro Botticelli paints classical nudes, pagan gods and goddesses, nymphs and graces. Some fail to recognize such subtle and complex allusions to antiquity. Will you urge Botticelli to depict familiar biblical scenes instead? No. Clearly, the ability to recognize a work's subtle references to antiquity is a mark of discernment in education. Yeah, I mean, if someone's good at what they do, you kind of stick to it. Venice continues its defence of Morea against the Turks. For 400 florins, will you fund mercenaries to join Venice? Yes. Very much so. I mean, the Turks might not like me, but I don't really care. Your general manager, Francesco Sassetti, may be losing his touch in banking. Losses in the Bruges Bank puts a strain on all other branches, but we've got a lot of money back, so that's alright. After hearing of the great wealth within the walls of Banco Medici, the church decides to deposit 2,000 florins, and that's in the secret ledger, so now we have about 7,000 florins of backup money, basically. Venice fails to pay the mercenaries who leave the field of battle. Morea falls to the Ottoman Turks. God damn it, I paid them. Due to an attack by the Ottoman Turks, Venice is short on wool. Thieves seized 30 bales, and what they could not carry, they burned. Venice is willing to buy 30, 25 each, though. I'm going to look at the other options. You hire Antonio Palolo to paint the life of Hercules, as the artist is known for his dynamic action scenes, which work best expresses the violence and drama of Hercules' trials and his power. So that is definitely not Hercules. That's a Judeo-Christian monk, therefore not Hercules. That is fighting Chiron, or fighting a centaur, which I don't believe so. And if he's known for dynamic action scenes, I don't think... Well, on top of that, painting, so it's not going to be a sculpture, so that means it's probably going to be that one. I think that was him fighting Charon? I'm not sure, but it'll be that one. Yeah. The betrayal shows Hercules Antaeus. Crushing Antaeus shows Palau skill at depicting straining muscles, grinding teeth, and overwhelming power. Good to know. Simone Gonora, your banker in London, asks for dispensation to allow a loan to King Edward the Fourth of England, holding jewels as collateral. Will you loan 1,200 florins even to a secular ruler? They haven't said that we're paying back money, so it's not usury yet. King Edward expects more before he will remove export tariffs on wool. I mean, we have a lot of money, so we... no, we're not going to help them with the wool because it's bad money, and we need to increase the reputation with the Ottomans so that we can find peace. There we are. Your branch manager in Bruges seems to be developing good relationships with Charles the Bold. This could lead to better profits. Good. Your mind may not be on banking. Will you rely on a close family member and trust Uncle Giovanni Tornabuoni to make your day-to-day decisions? No. The Ottoman Turks dispatch diplomats to Venice. Do you advise? Yes. Diplomats talk about peace, but okay. To celebrate your younger brother Giuliano de Medici's coming of age, you commission from Andrea del Verrocchio a portrait bust. For 400 florins, will you choose the result? Yes. So we're looking at someone who's younger. Now, a portrait bust. So I'm going to need to do some research on this one, so we will switch over to this. We'll go... Giuliano de Medici. Bust. Andrea del Verrocchio. Okay, so he does do sculptures. I wasn't sure, like, the term bust suggested, yeah, it was a sculpture of some sort, but I wasn't entirely sure. Could have been just a painting itself, but yeah, there we go. So bust will almost certainly be referring to a sculpture. There we are. This cast terracotta bust of Giuliano captures his youthful confidence as he faces the future. Yay! And our reputation is looking really good. We've even got these fancy banners and stuff. And the soul's pretty good too. Turkish wool has become available suddenly. Will you buy 30 wool for 600 florins? Yes. It's going to up that relationship with Turkey, which might help matters a bit. To bring money into the papal coffers, Pope Sixtus directs the Riardo family to occupy lands in Imola and Faenza, cities under the Florentine Signora. Will you oppose Pope Sixtus and send soldiers to remove these interlopers? Going against the church is a bad idea. No. Lose reputation, but... yeah. You're not annoying the Pope. And annoying a Pope's a bad idea. With banking falling off in Geneva, will you move 2 representatives to Lyon to encourage business with King Louis? Yes. With dispatch, your trusted banker Heinrich leaves Geneva for Lyon. Your family members Giacomo and Tommaso Portinari are left to manage the accounts. It might not end well. The city-state of Urbino suggests a gift of 10 bolts of linen to the Sultan of Damascus, Syria, to bring his support into the fight. If we're getting his support in the fight, yes, we need that. Yeah. What are the reputations looking like? Ottoman Empire, we're almost at 50% with the Ottoman Empire, so hopefully we'll be able to get that peace. The church requests a loan of 1,500 florins to open a new alum mine. Yes, we'll give it to the church because it's the church. This mine is sure to be inexhaustible and will help to supply all of Italy, putting a stop to all Turkish alum imports. Yep. Simone Ginore, your banker in London, and your general manager Sassetti have surreptitiously loaned 1,400 florins to King Edward of England to fund his war campaign. Will you scold your bankers for loaning funds to secular rulers? Yes. Will you promote your brother-in-law Giovanni Tornabuoni to lead the Medici Bank in Rome? He would replace your current banker Leonardo. No. While visiting Ghent, the Duke of Urbino sees an impressive triptych by Jus van Ghent linking stories from the Old Testament and the New Testament. Will you choose which of these works inspired the Duke to summon Jus to Urbino? Yes. So, Old Testament, New Testament, not quite. Old Testament, New Testament, again, not quite. But then that's also not Old Testament, New Testament. Maybe it's that one? Okay, we're going to need to check this one. So we're looking at Jus van Ghent, oops, Jus van Ghent triptych. Yeah. Okay. So triptych means 3 parts. Probably. Right. Okay. So that means that one. Yeah. The 3 panels of the cavalry triptych connect to the life of Christ with the life of Moses. I was unaware. Angelo Tani has found errors in the books for the Bruges Bank, which is led by Portinari, but its clients' accounts still hold, but we lost money. Net income, good, we've got some money coming back in. Your sources report that Pope Sixtus believes removing the Medici from power would benefit papal interests. No. Please no. We're a very pious family, as shown by the soul side of things. Your uncle Alphonse says all is well in the Banco Medici London Bank, while your trusted accountant Angelo Tani is in England. Should he audit the London accounts anyway? Yes. Always audit family. Tommaso Portinari asked that the long-time ruler of the bank avoid lending money to secular rulers. The long-time rule of the bank avoid lending money to secular rulers be repealed so he can strengthen ties. No. Giovanni Pico della Mirandola has translated the works of Plato from Greek to Latin. Will you grant this promising young scholar your support? Yes. Plato's works are great. I hear of the issues in the Bruges Bank. You may recall how on the death of his own father, Tommaso Portinari was raised in the home of our patriarch Cosimo de' Medici. Nevertheless, out of mistrust, Cosimo had always kept Portinari down to the rank of assistant banker, for good reason. Angelo Tani completes the audit of Banco Medici's London Bank, revealing that London is operating at a loss. I thought so. What turn are we on? 13 of 21. Francesco Salviati is conspiring with Riario and Pazzi. Do you wish to ban Francesco Salviati from Pisa, a Florentine holding? Yes, because if he's being annoying and wanting to get rid of me, yes. A group of Genovese merchants wish to purchase Florentine linens but cannot yet pay. If you approve, Giacomo will lend them 900 florins. The Genovese promise to repay the florins. No. The Genovese would take advantage of willing to part with valuable woolcloth at rent rest to them. Loaning money for goods at interest is still forbidden in florins. Yeah, good. Duke Federico II requests your insight on a commission to Jules van Gent for an altarpiece depicting the communion of the apostles. The Duke wishes the figures to appear close to the viewer. Will you choose the work that uses scale and foreshortening to achieve the Duke's objective? Now, these are some terms that I know. It's not this because that's not really the apostles. I don't know why they have an SPQR banner, because they're clearly not Roman. We do have that, and it does kind of make them seem a bit closer, but they've got their backs to everyone. There is a lot of foreshortening. There's not much work with scale. There's more work with scale here. Yeah. They're not exactly close there, plus that's the Last Supper, and I've never heard of Jules van Gent before, and I would have heard about that one. I think that's the Last Supper. So yeah, no, it'll be this middle one. Yes! With great respect, I advise carefully reviewing any further loans from the Banco Medici in London, and now stay only with best investments. Yes. Pope Sixtus has relaunched the crusade against the Ottoman Turks. You may be asked to join the city-state of Urbino in support of this mission. That is fine. Pope Sixtus has requested that the church's debts be forgiven. In exchange, he will gift the Tolfa alum mines to the Medici. Will you accept this offer? Yes. However, that doesn't, and hasn't changed the money at all. Good. Although forbidden elsewhere in Geneva, loaning money at interest is permissible. Giacomo recommends a loan of 550 florins to a local merchant who wishes to buy Florentine linens. Will you accept the merchant's promise to return 800 florins? No. And I'd still be returning stuff. I'd be loaning money for goods, which was said to be bad. A shipload of 8 bundles of flax has arrived in Geneva. A merchant is looking to sell it for 480 florins. It ends up being 30 for each bolt of linen. Yes. King Ferrante of Naples, who is aligned with Pope Sixtus, faces real military threats. France makes claims on Naples and may attack the city soon. France could easily take advantage of the distracting infighting among the Italian states. Someone of your acumen may be able to draw King Ferrante away from petty disputes and the Pope. So, reputation. Any reputation with France? Let's check the map. Yeah, so France isn't a thing. Like, the only people we don't have more than 50% with are Milan and the Ottomans. So, no, we should be fine. His Grace Pope Sixtus the Fourth installs Francesco Salviato, blood relative of the Riario family, as Archbishop of Pisa. Will you protest to the Pope for not selecting a Medici? Yes. Okay, fine then. That's annoying. That's really annoying. I mean, it was always coming, but it's annoying. A currency exchange of florins for golden marks closes at a loss. Do you want Giacomo the Geneva branch to increase his efforts in seeking exchanges? It has been profitable in the past. Yes. Sandro Botticelli is working on an adoration of the Magi for Santa Maria Novella. His composition includes almost your entire family and court amongst the Magi. Will you approve? Yes. So, it's not going to be this because there aren't enough people. It could be this one. That just looks weird. Or it could be this one. It looks more like this one given that there's more people. I'm going to say it's going to be that one. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, that's good. Pope Sixtus has mentioned King Ferrante of Naples to have his soldiers close in on Florence. An attack on your beloved city is imminent. Yoicks. The wool trade is precious but has not yet turned around the London branch, which nears bankruptcy. Are you willing to close? No, I'm not. City-state of Urbino appears reluctant to pay for another costly crusade. Will you join Urbino in a letter to Pope Sixtus? Yes. Okay. The galley San Matteo is captured by pirates. Will you pay a ransom of 2,000 florins for your 10 bundles of flax? No. A wise banker of your stature does not deal with pirates. You do lose the value of the linen. That's fine. Angelo Tani reports that Banco Medici's London branch has further losses. The papal curia trusts the Pazzi's bank in Rome to collect and manage deposits from Germany. That's annoying. Wait, what turn are we on? Almost there. Venice prepares to retake the city of Argos and control Corinth. Will you spend 500 florins to ship wool blankets for the purpose of supporting the sailors? Yes. Doesn't make Turkey happy, but that's fine. A merchant from Bruges will pay 680 florins for 12 barrels of alum to dye cloth. Yes, that's a good deal. I said accept. Wait. Oh, right, it's alum. So 57, I buy it for 55. That's... Wait, how much do I want? 12. We might as well. Here we are. A Venetian merchant will buy 8 barrels of alum. It's kind of just par for the course, but it's there's no loss. So yeah. Anyway, due to poor management of the toll for mines, revenue is dropping to a standstill. That's not good. The Bruges branch of Banco Medici continues to lose money following Portinaro's advice. Will you support the Bruges bank with 650 florins to preserve the few remaining accounts? Probably not. I'm just going to go into the market and sell a heap of stuff. Just because the money's getting low. Yeah. Yes. The Ottoman Turks dispatch peace negotiators to the weakened city-state. Yes. Negotiations begin in order to resolve the long-standing conflict. Good. Pope Sixtus puts Florence under his military control. No allies can help, not even Milan. You could put yourself at the mercy of King Ferrante, the Pope's ally. Will you flee to Naples and plead for your life? Yes, I have a high enough reputation that I should be fine. With major threats from France, King Ferrante appears open to your reckless move. At the feet of King Ferrante, your courage is recognized and he arranges a temporary peace with Pope Sixtus. Good! A messenger from Pope Sixtus warns that the Familiario and Pazzi conspire to overthrow the Medici and take control of Florence, the Gonfaloniere, and the Signoria. You choose to sustain the Bruges Bank, but the bank eventually fails due to bankruptcy and closes, leaving 2,500 florins in debts and many angry clients. The papal courier is pleased with the ability of the Pazzi to collect and manage deposits from Germany. The Pope may soon withdraw deposits from the courier's secret account if your esteem with the clergy is low, but it's not. I've got 92% soul and high reputation. Oh dear, how much? Jeepers. Venice seeks the aid of the Medici to bring this war to an end. I'm not sure if I have enough money. Let's check the other stuff. A wealthy Ottoman merchant is very interested in selling 12 barrels of alum for 700 florins. That's a terrible deal. No. Slow trade and bad loans have swamped the London branch, which nears bankruptcy. Are you willing to sustain Banco Medici's esteemed London branch? No. On your order, the London branch is shut, but Angelo Tani reports that jewels left as collateral help recover quite a bit. Good. Under the direction of your beloved family members Portinado and Giacomo, Banco Medici in Geneva is drowning, and creditors may soon call for their deposits. Will you immediately send 1,000? No. You're right. Yeah. Wait. Yeah, Geneva's not overly happy with that, but that's alright. I'm going to hold that so that we aren't like bankrupt. On April 26th, 1478, on Easter Sunday in the Duomo, in front of 10,000 Florentines, Bernardo Bandi and Francesco de Pazzi attack you and your brother Giuliano de' Medici in an assassination attempt. Your friend Nora draws a sword in your defence. Allies of Pope Sixtus try to block the side entrance, but the citizenry of Florence move quickly to aid your escape. Your brother Giuliano is killed by Francesco de' Pazzi savagely. Yikes. Pazzi plot to overthrow you has failed, and the Medici's reputation rises in Florence. The Pazzi family is stripped of much of their wealth and holdings, and they are banished. Good. A Turkish merchant will sell 10 barrels of alum for 60. No, that's terrible. Again. Banco Medici in Geneva suffers another devastating season. Are you willing to cut your losses at another 15 florins and shut the bank permanently? No. Damn. It's unfortunate. Fra Angelico has died before finishing the exquisite adoration of the Magi Tondo. Fra Filippo Lippi wants to finish the work. Will you choose to preserve the work as Fra Angelico left it? Yes. Okay, apparently not, but that's alright. We'll hold this again because money is... this is the last turn. So, the Ottoman Turks sailors are starving in their ships and the captains wish to deal with Florence. Would you advise Florentine merchants to trade in food and supplies with the Ottoman Turks? Maybe. In support of the Doge of Venice, you send Gentile Bellini to Constantinople to secure peace with the Ottomans, while there Bellini produces a portrait that gains the favour of the Ottoman ruler, Sultan Mehmed. Will you select the painting that so pleased the Sultan? Yep. So that's a Catholic person, so not him. That's not a portrait, so it has to be that one. Yeah, there we go. Donatello sculpts Judith beheading the General Hofines. Will you defend the image of a woman killing a man as an appropriate allegory for Medici authority? Sure. Donatello's a good artist. So, do we suggest that Florentine merchants trade with the Ottoman Turks? No, I don't. We'll accept it. Yeah, you've avoided bankruptcy amidst financial times, and more importantly, avoiding an attempt on your life. You are now able to set your sights on leading Florence and perhaps all of Tuscany. Good, so we survived that one. I will admit, I do think this game could be better in the whole education-y side of things. I think Variant Limits was a bit better. But nonetheless, I'll leave it there. Do have a good day, and don't work too hard.